All right, hey, Bethany North, it's Scott.
And Raul.
Yep, we're here.
Hey.
Yep, State of North. So what we want to do is just take a few moments. We want to give you a brief updates, celebrations, laments, and bring you up to speed, kind of town hall style. We don't see you in the flesh, many of you, and so we just want to use this time to kind of bring everyone together. So let's do this. I want to jump in, updates and celebrations. First of all, Common Compassion. This has been a new activity to come around the issue of homelessness, all 6 locations working together. Today, Raul just announced it in services that we recorded tonight, but $192,000 has come in. There's 2 more Sundays. If you've not given over and above your regular offering, please just jump in. You can go to the website, give $10, $100 more, whatever. We're just trying to get as many people as possible to join together. There is a match up to 300K, so it looks like we are close to aiming and hitting at that 500,000 mark. Pretty exciting there. So Common Compassion, thanks for joining us. It's been great.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful opportunity to encourage our children to give towards a really powerful cause. So something to consider. Dinner Date with History. This is an event that is on May 14th. It's, depending on when you're watching this, it's either coming or it's gone. And we have 40 people who have registered. So this is an event that's in partnership with the Wing Luke Museum, who seeks to tell the stories and the history of Asian American and Pacific Islander people that are in the Seattle area, have been in the Seattle area, and telling their stories. So local chefs will come and actually teach us on May 14th how to cook these meals, and it's going to be a Cambodian meal, and share about the history of AAPI people. So very much looking forward to it. It is endorsed by the Ministry of Racial Justice and Reconciliation team at our church, so very thankful for them. And there is another course that they are leading out on called the Bridge to Racial Unity. This will be starting the week of May 23rd, and it is going to be a workshop, a 10-part workshop that graciously and lovingly leads our community through the process of reconciliation. And so myself and the Ministry of Racial Justice and Reconciliation team will be leading out on those, so we encourage you to sign up and take this 10-week journey with us as we move through it together as a community.
Super exciting, because the criticism on the Ministry of Racial Justice made to me is like, all right, Scott, you've led a bunch of book groups where we've had speakers. When are we going to start doing some things? So I'm just so grateful for this, the North participants of the Ministry of Racial Justice, putting some activities together, drawing people together, learning, engagement. That's how change is made. I want to just celebrate giving and attendance at our church. Normally when we were, pre-COVID, you'd come and you'd open up a bulletin like, oh, how many people are coming and giving, all that. Thank you to a congregant asking for it. We've been posting the giving numbers. Those aren't always week to week, because some weeks our accounting department falls behind, so we're still reporting on March numbers. Pretty soon we'll report on the April numbers, but year to date, giving's been really healthy. We're actually over gifts and we're underspent, so thank you for those contributing financially. And then attendance has stayed strong between 3 different platforms of online and 3 different services, where typically in the spring our attendance goes down a little bit, but I would say on average there's 250 to 400 people that are kind of tuning in, engaging, but we don't always know exactly who is actually diving into the online church service. Like, okay, one screen is open, but is there 5 people watching it, or is it one person out on a jog? And so I want to move into a section where we're calling News for the Season Ahead.
News for the season ahead.
Thank you for that. So news for the season ahead. Let's talk about church online. So church online, church at home, church in person. When we talk about church online, hey, 14 months ago, we started this thing. We thought it'd be a couple of weeks. Ha ha! Here we are, but we never had an online church before, so there have been some wins from COVID. We, like you, hunger to draw people together in person when the time is right, and we have a location. So in the meantime, we have church online. There is a survey that came out in Thursday's e-news. If you're not getting a communication from us every single week, you're missing out. Every single week we send an email with this week's sermons, announcements, etc. So you can reach out to us and say, hey, I need help. My email's getting blocked. You want to say something?
You can text 64600. Sorry, you can text e-news to 64600. Nathan put it on the screen.
Yep,
Thank
that's
you.
Great. So if you're not getting e-news, text that number like get on it. But there's a survey that came out this week. We want to hear from you. We want to know how online church is serving your faith, how you're growing. Like, are you, what parts of it are really feeding you, and how many people are taking part in it, et cetera, et cetera. It's quick, it's easy, it's less than 5 minutes.
Yes.
Do the survey this week. We want to learn from you as we're planning online church for the summer ahead. Online church will continue, but we want more than online church. We want in-person church. We want to regather. We don't say open again because we haven't closed, but we long, like you, to gather in person. So, kind of what's going on there, Scott? Like, why don't we just go to Shorewood? Well, Shorewood's closed to us. Even as they open students up, they're closed to outside rentals until September at the earliest. We have really good contacts with the district. It's not open in person inside at Shorewood until September. So we're working really hard. We may have some opportunities to meet outside at Shorewood. We're still trying to work with the district. This has been changing a lot. Not our pursuit, but the answers we're getting back from the district. Please hear me. That's not a word of criticism. I'm just being honest with you. We have sought opportunities with the district. They haven't been open to us right now. So we heard, hey, there's a church in the neighborhood. They would let you rent their building on a Sunday because they're not there. Incredible, we thought. Raul met with them. We sent correspondence, and then we heard back, yeah, we don't actually want to rent you space on Sunday morning. So that was really disheartening. There is another opportunity, and I'm just going to keep it anonymous right now, but there is a commercial building that's in our general neighborhood that we have submitted interest in a property rental only because we needed to submit the interest in order to see if it would be zoned for a church to move in. It's not currently a church. It's a different kind of space. We have met there a couple times as the leaders, and we've taken a look, and we've submitted a letter of interest. We're waiting to hear from the city if we'll be allowed to take this commercial space and turn it into a church space. And so I want to invite your activity. I just preached a sermon about the importance of patience and prayer. So lots of patience, but I want you to join me and the staff in prayer this Tuesday, May 18th and Tuesday, May 25th. I'm going to invite you to pray during the day for a space for our church to gather in, to regather this summer, the fall. Like, Lord, would you do a mighty work? Will you join us Tuesday the 18th and Tuesday the 25th and pray and fast? Because when you fast, even if you skip one meal or two, when you get hungry during the day, that is an opportunity to pray. Each hunger pang is like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be praying today. So May 18th or 25th, next Tuesday, the Tuesday after, join us as a staff. We're going to be praying that day. Every time the Lord brings your church to mind, what are we praying for? We're praying for God to open up a space for our church to regather for in-person worship for the summer and the fall. We don't even know necessarily what's going to happen with Shoreline Schools next year, so we really want God to provide a place for us to gather. So.
Yes. And as we wait on that, as we prayerfully wait for that, patiently wait for that.
Patience and prayer.
Patience and prayer.
Yeah, who knew?
My gosh. What we have in hand are house churches. House churches this last year came about because of COVID, and we weren't altogether sure what they were going to develop into. And what they have developed into is our small group focus for the year and years ahead. House churches are going to become the centers, the discipleship centers of Bethany North. And this summer, as we kind of wait out to see what's going to happen with in-person worship, I want to invite you to step into not just a house church, but a house church in person. This can be the means and way that we not only are patient, but are prayerful together and begin this journey back to being in worshiping in person. We already have some that are committed to gathering and watching the service together and then fellowshipping afterwards, and not even just Sunday mornings, but other alternative times. So I'm going to encourage you to contact me and sign up to be a part of a house church in person, as well as potentially a leader that is gathering people together. I have buckets of training, all kinds of means that will support you, and leaders that will care for you as a leader of a house church. So meeting in person is a desire of us all, I know. And this is the means that we have in hand to do that as we prayerfully and patiently wait for a site.
News for the season ahead. Church Online, fill out that survey, please. We want to learn how to serve you, how we can grow together online worship over the season ahead. Church in person, be praying with us. 18th and 25th of this month, consider skipping a meal or two. And when you get hungry during the day, pray that God would open a space for us to regather church in person, and then church at home.
Church at home, we encourage you. Let us know that you want to be a part of a house church in person, and we will gather you together as we wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we love you. We miss you. We lament with you COVID, the fact that this has been disruptive, that there's not a building that we can rush back to. That hurts. And so we are choosing this patience and prayer, that we could use this time to grow as God's people in this church. So thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you in person again soon. Join us in prayer soon on the 18th and 25th. Thanks. Any final words?
God bless you.
God bless you.
Amen.
Amen.